You're videoing him right now? You're so strange. Okay. Alright guys, real quick, let's talk about the horseshoe crab so you guys can have a chance to see him. You can see him moving around in the container here. I woke him up because he was buried deep in the sand. They like to live buried in the sand. They like to hang out on the ground. He doesn't have fins to swim around, right? He's a crab, so he's going to hang out on the ground. And I want y'all to be able to look at them and touch them because they're really cool animals. Usually, you have that opportunity at the estuarium, but sometimes they are resting and you're unable to do this. But now, a horseshoe crab is actually not a true crab. Even though his name is crab, he's not a crab. He is actually more closely related to a spider or to a scorpion than he is to an actual crab. Okay? So, also when you look at him, you see his main 2 eyes on the top of his head, but they actually have 10 eyes. Okay, so the 2 on the top are ones that he can see you with. He can see images with those eyes. But then also when you're looking closely, what looks like nostrils on the front of his head, those 2 are actually eyes. And then he's got a 5th one in between his main 2 eyes, just somewhere in the top there, right in the middle. And then also the other 5 are underneath his body somewhere. So the other 8, not the 2 that he can see images with, the other 8 are just light and dark sensors. So if he gets flipped over on his back, alright, and it's nighttime, which way is going to be lighter? The surface of the water or the ocean floor? Surface of the water. What's up there that's making it lighter? If it's at night. The moon, right? Moonlight, hopefully, or daytime sunlight. The surface of the water is always going to be lighter than the ocean floor. And so those light sensors will help them figure out which way's up, okay, and which way's down. Alright, so I'm going to pick him up, and you'll see him wiggling around a lot. Okay, now when you look at his belly, underneath his body, now he's going to be pushing on me and pushing and pushing. It doesn't hurt, alright? He's not trying to rip my fingers off or anything like that. Alright, he has pinchers, but if you look at his pinchers, they're just like your 2 fingers, alright? You can't really do much damage with just using those 2 fingers to pinch something. Alright, good question. What is his tail for? It's not a stingray, he doesn't use it as a weapon, so what does he use it for?
Eating. Senses in the back.
No, not sensing, not eating. Look at how tiny his legs are. Remember I said if he gets flipped over on his back? That right there, his tail pushes off the ground and gets him flipped back over to the right side. Because this is where all of his soft parts are. His gills are right here. His mouth is in the middle. Just stuck my finger in his mouth. Alright, and he has the joints. Remember, he has jointed legs, so the joints in his legs have soft tissue showing. So this is where all of his sensitive stuff is. So if he's flipped over on his back, another crab could try to eat him. If he's out on the beach, a seagull or a ghost crab could try to eat him. And so he's very vulnerable when he's turned over on his back. And so he uses that tail to push off the ground in the water. Now, have y'all ever gone out in the pool or on the beach and you've done flips and circles and spins and you do all that stuff in the water? Can you do it on land? Yeah. Can you do all those flips and circles? Okay, well, you're good. Alright? Most of us can't, right? And so you think about he can flip himself over in the water, but if he's out on the sand, he's a lot heavier. And so that tail, it's harder for him to push himself over. So if you're ever on the beach and you see a horseshoe crab upside down, right, and his legs are moving, go help him out by flipping him over. Just pick him up and turn him over. He won't hurt you at all. Alright? So they have really strange looking pushing legs. This little last bit that's got a lot of stuff on it that's on my finger right there, that's called a pusher because he's using that to push through the sand and dig. Now I know this is a boy horseshoe crab because of the shape of his first set of pinchers. Right? They are not the same as all the rest. If they were the same, that long skinny pincher, it would be a girl. But what's up front looks like a ball with a hook on the end, and that's a boy, right? That's how you tell the difference when you're looking at the legs. Okay, and now one thing that makes it more closely related to a spider is these 2 little things right above his mouth. Right? They're little feeding appendages that he can use to pull food in and stick it in his mouth. Spiders have the same thing. Okay, so that's one thing that makes him more closely related to a spider. His gills, the way they move, they kind of look like pages in a book turning in the wind, all right, or fluttering in the wind, and that's what they call them. They call them book gills, and spiders have book lungs, right? So some similarity there. All right, so what I want for y'all to do is I want you guys to have a chance to touch him. All right, to pet him. Now that shell is hard. It's going to be wet, but it's hard on the outside. You're welcome to stick your finger in his mouth. I never encourage people to do that to other animals, but a horseshoe crab, it just feels kind of funny. Feels like little toothbrushes rubbing together. All right, that's all he has for a mouth is those little bristles. All right. Now, what we're going to do, and let me just do this in an orderly fashion. Why don't we have the people, think about, we're partnering up for our squid dissection, okay? So you have a partner. Make sure your partner is somebody who's going to touch the squid if for some reason you feel too squeamish to touch it. All right? I think Mrs. English doesn't approve of squeamishness. Everybody's going to have to touch it. All right? But let me raise your hand if you have your partner already. All right, who's your partner? Y'all two, come on up. What you're going to do is you're going to come up, look at the horseshoe crab, you're going to touch the horseshoe crab, and then you're going to go in next door. So if some of the adults don't mind, or Carol or somebody go in and just direct them to a squid and observe them there. And don't poke them in the eyeball.
I didn't know that was his eyeball.
Alright. Oh, we lost a leg, or lost a little finger. Aww. See, so that's like protection right there. Oops. Okay.
About their blood and
Oh, right. Their blood is blue. It clots. He's not. He didn't mean to.
they raising their hand waiting for you.
Yeah, I think so. Alright, just a couple touches and then go on in the room. Alright, who's your partner? Okay, come on up.
Okay, I'm just gonna touch the shell.
Yeah, see, it's not gonna hurt you. You can touch his mouth right there in the middle.
Oh, look at that! I see that right there.
Yep. Alright, go for it, guys. Okay, partner? Okay, come on up. Okay, you can touch the shell on the outside, it's nice and hard. And then this, you can touch all of his, that's what that is. That's his pincher. Poor little fella. He just broke off. Go get a new one. There you go. And so you can touch his mouth parts if you want, or you touch his legs right there.
Where are you going?
He wants to know in person. He told me to come over here.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, just sit down.
Where's his mouth? Mouth is the fuzzy stuff in the middle. So his mouth is actually attached to his legs, so in order to eat, he has to move his legs. What is it? He has to walk to get him. Oh yeah, there's Mikey. Alright girls, go for it. Go on into the squid and be patient. Alright, who's your partner? Y'all two, come on up. Don't take the desk with you.
Walk much.
I can't see your face, Joshua. Your hat on.
This is Josh. That's
Yes.
Sandy's grandson.
Yes.
So cute.
He's got razors on his tail.
Watch out, he's gonna get you.
He's got razors on his tail.
Well, yeah. Gotta have some armor on his body, to protect him.
Sweet.
Oh, be careful with those. Those will break off. Yeah, those are just his protection. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's the one that pushes through the sand. Who's your partner? You don't have one? All right, y'all two have a partner. Come on up. All right, you need to while you're waiting. Who doesn't have a partner yet?
Davin and Tatiana. You'll be next to come up.
Matthew.
Where's his mouth?
Matthew should have enough for everybody to be a partner.
Matthew needs
Yeah, we have 26. We have 13 things set up, so students are partners.
Who else doesn't have one?
Jackson.
Oh, cool.
Elijah. It's just bristles.
So he won't hurt us?
No, he's not gonna hurt you in any way.
Oh, who doesn't?
Put your finger in his
You
mouth.
have an even number.
Yeah, those are a little sharp, but just
You have a partner. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like a toothbrush.
Yeah, Matt. Okay, so you have you and Mikhail and you Matthew.
okay. Go on in, ladies.
Both of you
And y'all,
touch
once
it.
you're in there, just kind of stand around and look at your squid. I forgot
come on
the
back.
whole squid dissection thing, which is right there. This is out of the norm. I'm so confused.
And you have to touch it.
Ah, you can
have
do
to
it.
touch it.
Can I touch his pinchers?
You can touch him right there.
Come on, pinchy!
He's not gonna pinch you.
Smell. You see it smell?
You have a weird tail, mister.
Trying to eat you.
What is his mouth?
That's what the fuzzy stuff is right there.
Look at it. When you did that, he just said, ooh. Let me
I will
feel
get my
nice.
revenge on you, mister.
Here, take
Bad
your finger
boy.
and eat
Watch out, he's gonna poke you in the eye.
it. Eat her finger.
Alright, you're going in. Going in and get you a squid. Alright, are you boys partners, Joey? Y'all partners? Alright, come here quick, yeah. You don't have to.
I'm afraid of spiders and scorpions. Same over here.
Alright, go on in then. Y'all too? Steven, did Steven touch it? No, neither one of them wanted to touch it.
They're gonna have a problem.
Okay, I'm
It's
done.
gonna be fun. Oh, no, right here. I need your picture.
You gotta touch it. It's so cool.
If you can't touch this, boy.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to touch the squid if you can't touch this.
Right here. He's cute.
She's happy when he gets water.
He's like, oxygen.
She's gonna go pick your squid out.
It's like holding his breath to. Oh,
Alright, who's your partner? Alright, come on up.
Oh, yeah.
They look like leaves. This one looks like leaves.
Leaves, they do.
He's missing a toe or something.